Hey y'all, welcome to Questions with Tisha. So y'all forgive me, I am just getting out of the pool. But I wanted to answer this question. I got this question, and it was concerning Black women in love, right? And so the question really was geared towards, any advice that I have for Black women that are doing really well professionally in their lives, but struggling to find love, struggling to um, find a committed relationship. And so I don't want to, first, I want to say that everybody is different. Just because you are Black or African American or define yourself as a Black woman does not mean that you have the same, does not mean that the issues that you are experiencing within your relationship or with finding a relationship is the same across the board. But what I will talk about and put out there that maybe some women of color may or may not realize is there is a theory called the Black Woman Schema. And I encourage you to Google that to find out about that schema. But basically, and I'm just summarizing it, what it mentions is that a lot of times Black women have felt an obligation, and it's not just because they want to take on this obligation. It's a cultural obligation that that society has created for them, and then within the Black culture, where they feel obligated to care for and take care of a lot of people, parents, children. They just felt there's a sense of obligation to care for other people at our own expense, right? There's that. And then there is a suppression of emotions, right? And so if you are in a place where you are always feeling obligated to do for others, to take care of others, to be the strong person, right? Then you're going to be suppressing some of the feelings and the needs and the desires that you actually have, because your focus is on doing, and giving to other people and taking care of other people. And I want to say that feels like an obligation. It feels like a responsibility, a pressure, something that just is. It's something that you kind of inherited, right? And it becomes a part of the normal way of behaving. But it also adds a lot of stress to your body, a lot of stress to who you are as an individual. So there's this suppression of emotions, which prevents vulnerability, right? And then this obligation to care for others. So let's just talk about these two things. There's more that goes along with this schema. And so again, I encourage you to gain some information on this. But really, when you just take those two things, it would make sense. And it's called the Superwoman Schema because you're doing all things. You feel additional pressure to succeed, to get it right, to care for it, to be the responsible one, to be the dependent one, to be the strong woman, right? And so you get into this rhythm, and society plays into that and like requires that of you. So you get into this space, and then it becomes it makes you highly functioning, right? It makes you a high achiever. It allows you to do well professionally, right? But what is it doing personally? What is it doing internally? And so a lot of times what it's doing is sometimes you don't even know what your needs are, right? Because you've been suppressing your emotions, you've been suppressing your feelings, you've been putting yourself on the back burner for so long that you don't even know how to present in that type of way. A lot of people talk about the soft girl era, right? Especially in the Black community, where it's like, I've been working hard all of this time doing all of these things. When am I going to be able to relax? When am I going to be able to be cared for? And so the oxymoron in that is that if you haven't been taught, or you haven't grown up knowing how to allow someone else to take care of you, how to allow yourself to be vulnerable, how to allow yourself to express your needs and let other people meet them, how to ask for support and ask for help, you're not just going to magically know how to do it. And so a lot of times that presents conflict within relationships and prevents you from being able to form intimate connections with people. And so that's just something I just want to share, like, to think about that. And so there is a societal and a cultural expectation. What it would require, it's raining, y'all, so if you hear raindrops, that's what's going on. But what it would then require is you being able to spend time with yourself, you being able to slow down enough and say, hey, I can't take care of everyone else if I haven't taken care of me, and then positioning yourself to allow yourself to be taken care of by others. And so it can get super challenging and super difficult. And it's a lot of self-work that has to be done. I'm not saying that you are the reason that you don't have love, right? Because you can find someone who understands that dynamic and is willing to work with you and help you as you are processing through this space. But I just want to encourage you to explore those things, to explore maybe what may be happening with you as an individual internally, and then seeing how that might be showing up in the relationships that you have, and the relationships that you haven't been able to, that haven't worked out, right? Exploring that space. But so I hope that this helps. I'm a Black woman myself, so I know the struggle. I know that it's real. I'm not saying in any form or fashion that is your fault. Just something to consider, something to look at. And it's not just for romantic relationships, right? You can also take this and to see how you show up in other spaces and other relationships as well. So y'all, I hope that this helps. I'm gonna go because it's raining, and apparently my pool time is done. Okay.